It's a special weekly roast of the Premier League because I am here outside Arsenal Football Club, the Emirates, the biggest bottle jobs in Premier League history, and the team that lost at home to West Ham United, whilst Liverpool, they go 11 points clear at the top. I thought I'd come out to lovely North London here and, do a weekly roast at this place. And don't worry, it's not just going to be Arsenal I'm going to be talking about in this one. I'm going to be talking about Chelsea Football Club, West London, the mid-table Mandems, and of course Manchester United as well. Was it a penalty? Was it not a penalty? We don't know. But let's get into this, guys. It's the weekly roast of the Premier League in a special place, the Emirates Stadium, the bottle job stadium. The team that haven't won a Premier League in 20 years, nearly 21 years. The team that have never won a champion. Anyways, you know what point. Let's get on. Leicester City 0, Brentford 4. I'm just on my way up the steps towards the stadium up here. Going to see a couple of statues and stuff like that. But Leicester City, you may as well relegate them now, right? They're gone. They're absolutely finished, aren't they? Leicester City are gone. And Brentford, it was game over in the first half. And if I was a Leicester City fan, I'd have been at that stadium a long time ago. Gone. Like, you may as well relegate Leicester City, Ipswich Town and Southampton, right? Because there's no surviving that, is there? They're absolutely finished. As for Brentford, they have still got a chance of getting into Europe, I think. It's the Europa Conference League maybe. They're a few points behind, but it's so tight in the top 4, top 10 really. It's so tight, isn't it? But Leicester City, man, in my predictions, I said that they were going to get mid-table. Rip that up, guys. Delete that video. I'm going to go and delete it now because I was awful. I said Nottingham Forest were going to get relegated as well. Look what happened. Everton 2, Manchester United 2. I thought that said champions above me, and then I thought, you lot are lying, but it doesn't actually say champions, luckily. Anyways, Everton, Manchester United. Wow, what was happening there? I mean, Everton shouldn't have bottled a 2-0 lead. Man United came back to 2-2, and then, was it a penalty or was it not a penalty? What do you guys think? Because for me, they should have just stuck with the on-field decision of giving it a penalty. Why did they not? Why did VAR have to get involved and re-referee the game? It's absolutely unbelievable. Manchester United, for them, I mean, we all laugh at Arsenal. We laugh at Tottenham as well. But the main thing is they are just awful at the moment, aren't they? They are awful at the moment, Manchester United. If we're going to laugh at anybody, at least we can all collectively laugh at Manchester United still. Manchester United are now 15th in the Premier League. 15th in the Premier League. Oh, God. What a time to be alive, eh? What a time to be alive, guys. Aston Villa 2, Chelsea 1. I am just here with the king, the absolute king, Thierry Henry, my absolute favourite player in the Premier League he was. I wanted to be just like Thierry Henry when I was younger. But unfortunately, Arsenal fans, you're never going to get someone like this ever again, are you? It's the last time you were successful. Drink it in. Anyways, we're not talking about Arsenal here. I know we're at the Emirates, but we're not talking about them. We're talking about Chelsea Football Club, the mid-table Mandems, the team that has spent £1.5 billion and still can't even get into the top 4? I mean, what is that all about? Chelsea fans, I said before, I do feel slightly sorry for you, just a little bit, because you're just watching your team just fall apart, aren't you? Spending all that money and you haven't got a world-class goalkeeper, world-class centre-back, your midfield's okay, and a striker as well who's getting at least 30 goals a season. It must be horrible being a Chelsea fan, because you had so much success before and they changed it all. They've done you. But for people like me and other people as well, we like laughing at Chelsea. And we will continue to laugh at Chelsea, but I do slightly feel sorry for you. As I'm recording this, it is Chelsea versus Southampton tonight. And if Chelsea lose against Southampton tonight, I will dedicate a very special weekly roast of the Premier League to Chelsea. I went to Stamford Bridge before and done it, but this one is going to be the next level. Bournemouth 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. I mean, I never had this one down, Bournemouth to be losing at home against Wolverhampton Wanderers. I know there was a red card and stuff, but Cunha. Where would Wolves be without Cunha right now? He is absolutely cooking. He just signed a contract with Wolves, didn't he? An extension, but that's not going to happen. He's going to leave in the summer. That's just to get some more money out of him, isn't it? Whoever's going to buy Cunha. But he is very, very special. That's all that was for. Bournemouth, I mean, they're not going to be panicking yet. They're 1 point off the top 4 still. Just 1 point. If they won, they'd be 2 points clear. It's absolute crazy, this Premier League. Bournemouth, Newcastle, you've got Fulham around as well. Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest. You got all these teams around and it's crazy. This is the Premier League we want though. you know, challenging for different things. It's crazy. Fulham 0, Crystal Palace 2. This is another result I really didn't have down, but looking back on it, really, Crystal Palace are quite cooking, aren't they? They're cooking at the moment, really. You know, Fulham, they've lost their way a little bit. They're a bit inconsistent, but they're still in the hunt for Europe. And Crystal Palace, I mean, they're above Manchester United. I think they're just around the same points as Tottenham as well. You know, so they're looking good at the moment. They're looking good. Now, at the start of the season, it looked like Crystal Palace were going to be in a relegation battle, but actually they've come back from that, haven't they? And it looks like they might, you know, finish maybe in the top 10 if they keep going the way they're going. There's 12 games to go. There's a long way to go. And there's still some twists and turns that can happen. Maybe not in the title race. Maybe there isn't a title race. Liverpool, don't you even dare think about botting this, because I will leave. I will leave. That's it. Ipswich Town 1, Tottenham 4. Here I am. It says the Emirate Stadium there, and the Emirates. Just a shame that the team can't take off and win anything, isn't it? Anyways, we're not talking about this North London team just yet. We will be talking about them soon. We're talking about the other North London team, the white side. The white side that bottled it. Tottenham, I mean, they couldn't lose to Ipswich Town, could they? They could not. Ipswich Town, though, I do feel sorry for them a little bit, because they could have scored a couple of goals, couldn't they? But they didn't. They didn't, and now they're going to get relegated. As I said, there's 5 points between them and Wolverhampton Wanderers now. It's game over for the 3 promoted sides, and look at the gap between the Championship and the Premier League. Looks like Leeds United are going to be coming up, but are they going to go straight back down? Is there any point? But I have got something at the end for Tottenham fans and Arsenal fans at the end of this video, so keep on watching when we talk about Arsenal and West Ham. I've got something for you lot. Southampton 0, Brighton 4. I mean, you could have said 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. I'm very good at my 4 times tables, man. I listened in school, you know what I mean? But yeah, it could have been any bloody scoreline, Brighton and Southampton. You know, Southampton fans watching that, you must just feel like, oh, can you just relegate us? Can you just get rid of us now? Like, we're absolutely done, because that's how I'd feel. Rock bottom, just no hope in hell. There's still a chance that you could break Derby County's record with 11 points, but I don't think you will. I think you'll get a few more points, maybe just, but oh my God, what a bad team. What a bad team Southampton are. As for Brighton, well, what can they do? They're still about, aren't they? They're still there, and they've got Bournemouth next. If they beat Bournemouth, then who knows where they can get. But I really like Brighton. Really good team. Newcastle 4, Nottingham Forest 3. This was a game of 2 halves, and I know that said a lot in football, but this really was, because in the first half, Newcastle were just on fire. Even though Nottingham Forest went 1-0 up, Newcastle were on fire, weren't they? It could have been 5-1. Like, they were just all over them. It was a disgusting first half performance from Nottingham Forest. And then the second half, it was a disgusting second half from Newcastle, because Nottingham Forest just came out and were just all over them. And they nearly, if it wasn't 3 minutes added on, if it was 5 minutes added on, an extra 2 minutes, I think Nottingham Forest would have got it back to 4-4. And we all remember that 4-4 that happened, Newcastle and Arsenal, don't we? Oh, typical. We're at Arsenal as well, talking about them again. It was 4-4, wasn't it? It could have been that again, this time with Nottingham Forest. The question is, can Nottingham Forest beat Arsenal at the City Ground? It's not happened as I'm recording this video yet, but can they do it? Can they actually do it? As for Newcastle, they looked dodgy, didn't they? And that cup final against Liverpool, we have to win that, don't we? Liverpool have to win that. Newcastle haven't won a trophy since the 50s. I think black and white TVs were still a thing back then. Oh my God, Liverpool, you have to do it. Man City 0, Liverpool 2. Here he is, Tony Adams. He was a machine, an absolute machine of a defender, wasn't he? Now, Liverpool, Man City, this game, I was so emotional. I had tears in my eyes at the end. I really did, because I just felt like, do you know what? We've come close so many times. We won it in 2020, I know, but we've come close so many times. Man City fell off, and I thought, you know, Jurgen Klopp's gone. Arne Slot, he's come in. It's going to take a few years before we get up to that level again, and he's just come in and just, oh my God. Even thinking about it now, man, we're 11 points clear. Arsenal have a game in hand, but 11 points is such a huge gap. Arsenal, the way they've been this season, you know, the injuries, okay, whatever, VAR, okay, let's talk about that. Everyone has those problems, but they've got no strike force. And every time we drop points, they never capitalise. So I have no hope with Arsenal capitalising. So I'm not going to say it yet, but surely we're nearly there. Surely Liverpool are nearly there to number 20. And my favourite thing about that performance was that we just played a low block. a lot of the game, but we changed it up, and that's what Arsenal has come in. Everybody talks about, oh, he's inherited a great Jurgen Klopp team. Da, 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 da. No, he's come in. He has got a great team, but he's come in and he's changed certain things. He's played in different ways, different styles. He changed it towards how the game is going. How people don't see this, I don't know. He changes it. Low blocks he can play, counter-attack he can play. He can play the heavy metal football. He can do all of that. That's why he's so successful, and that's why I hope that we win the Premier League. And I say hope because I'm a Liverpool fan. I've seen us drop off before. I hope it don't happen again, but we'll see. Arsenal 0, West Ham 1. You're never gonna see one of those again. Never gonna see one of those again. Oh, Arsenal Football Club, you do it every single season, don't you? If it's not a bottle, it's a crumble. If it's not a crumble, it's a bottle. It happens all the time, doesn't it? It really does. But for real talk, man, this time, the last time you won this one right here, 2004, I really liked Arsenal because Liverpool was so rubbish. You know, we weren't challenging, and Man United were like cleaning up. They were winning everything. So I thought, you know what, Arsenal, they're coming in. And I loved the team as well. I said earlier, Thierry Henry, one of my favourites. Pires, Overmars, Bergkamp, you know, Campbell. We saw Martin Keown, you know, Tony Adams. So many players that I really, really admired. But these days, I don't know what it is, but Arsenal fans feel like they have something where they have to win. Like they feel like they have to win trophies. They deserve it, shall I say. They deserve to win trophies. Nobody deserves to win anything, you know. You've got to earn it. And that's what Liverpool seem to be doing at the moment. We're earning it. Now, regardless of if you've got, you know, all your attackers out and injuries and VARs and everything like that, still you should be beating West Ham at home. You really should be. You know, and Arsenal are one of the teams that I do actually respect, even though I do clown them a lot and I take the mick a lot. I do actually still like Arsenal, you know. But these last few years, just delusion, man, delusion. So I don't know what you lot think. Arsenal fans, do you think you are still in the title race or is it over? As I said earlier, I don't want to say it as a Liverpool fan, but I have got one more thing for you Arsenal fans outside the Emirates. I've got one more thing. You lot, Arsenal are just the red version of this. That's what you are. The red version of Tottenham. Good night.